Hey everyone, welcome back to Robb's Car World, and today's top pick is a 1997 Lincoln Continental with 33,000 original miles, one owner. Let's go check this car out. I found this car on Craigslist out in Rhode Island, Rusty, Rhode Island tonight. It's a 1997 Lincoln Continental, 33,000 original miles, one owner, and I'll probably lose subscribers tonight with this car. Now, the thing about Robb's Car World, we'll find a lot of cars here. We'll find 1950s cars, 60s, 70s, but when I can find a car that I can make a daily driver and save money rather than spending $50,000 on a new car, I'm going to post this car on this channel, so I hope you forgive me. But this is a really nice car, and he's asking $8,900. Let's go dive into this car a bit. The 1997 Lincoln Continental that you see here is part of the 9th generation that ran from 1995 to 2002. And this car was basically a continuation of the front engine, front wheel drive platform that started back in the 8th generation. But the difference is with this new car line is that they decided to make the V8 a standard engine. So the 4.6 liter module engine that was very popular became a standard engine in this Lincoln Continental in 1995. And it's the same engine that was used in the Lincoln Mark 8. Now, having worked for Ford Motor Company at one time, I used to travel to Dearborn, and I used to land at the airport, and I would drive these cars. And I had a lot of seat time in both this Continental as well as the Lincoln Mark 8. And I can say the front-wheel drive in this Continental works very well in the salt and rain that you'd find up in the Rust Belt areas. So, but this car is none of that. This car that's person selling is basically looks to be a very clean car. Interesting to note, the 1997 Lincoln Continental, they did away with the airbags on all four corners, and they just went with airbags in the rear suspension. So that makes this car a little easier, less expensive to maintain and all. Again, a very solid car, a very well-driving automobile, plenty of room for 5 to 6 people. And with only 33,000 miles on the clock, if the car was maintained very well, this car should last another 8 years easily and save you a lot of money rather than buying something new. Now, the criteria that Robb's Car World uses, that I use every time I look at a car, regardless of the car's year and pedigree, I always look at originality, condition, and price. Those are the three most important criteria in picking out a car. So this car has all those things. So any car that has the originality, condition, and price formula, whether it be a 97 or a 1950s car, I'm going to post and have some fun with it. So bear with me on this one. Hope you enjoy it. Let's dive into this car and see what the seller says. Basically, this person sounds like he's a dealer. He picked this car up from one family owner. It was pampered its whole life. Perfect Carfax, no rust, never seen salt or snow. Always in good dry weather, stored in a heated garage. It's basically like a new car. The car is dark blue metallic with a tan leather interior. So it looks to be very nice. And he's priced it fairly well. We'll get into the price at the very end. But yeah, let's dive into the photos and see if we can somewhat tear it apart. I'm not sure whose garage this is, but it's pretty messy. And but we won't reflect the mess of the garage on the car. This could be the person that owns the car now, or it could be the photo that the person that owns the car took a photo of when he picked it up and bought it from the original owner. So I don't know, but it's not a good photo to show when you're trying to sell a car. This is what happens when you take a tire and you dip it in Armor All. So he's showing us that. That's pretty cool. This is what happens when you take an engine and dip it in Armor All. But seriously, the car is kind of original because it has such low miles. Interior looks great. Leather interior looks fantastic. The only thing that would destroy this car if the person was a cigar smoker. But he's not mentioning any cigarette or cigar smells and things like that. But yeah, the car looks to be very nice. Nice leather interior. Looks almost brand new. Dashboard's really nice. Nice commanding position when you drive the car. They ride differently than a town car of the day. That front engine, front wheel drive in a V8 is a very interesting experience to drive. It really does wonders when it's raining outside as well. So the handling of this car is really respectable for the size of the car that it is. There's the dashboard, very nice airbag, all the equipment. More or less, I think these cars came fully equipped from the factory, especially with leather interior. So I think this is a fairly well equipped car. These cars were trying to compete with the North Star variants of Cadillac division. I think they did a good job, but wasn't that popular on the passenger side. A lot of people bought these cars for livery service and things like that. Back then, they had something called the black car service, which was executive car service. There used to be a joke, how do you find your way to an airport? Just follow a Lincoln, and you'll get there. Today, it's just follow a Suburban and you'll get to the airport. So anyway, really nice car, nice interior. Everything looks to line up. There's the tag there for air pressure and all. So very original car. I don't see any problems with it. Again, it's hard to tell photographs and things like that, but the car looks like it's a very nice, honest car. Is it worth this much money, $8,900? Probably it's high for people that would look at this car for the first time and said, I'm not going to spend $8,900 on a 97 Lincoln Continental. But after you go shopping for a new car for a month, come back and you look at these cars and you go, I think I'll offer him $8,000, maybe buy this car and save $42,000. But I would drive this car every day and have some fun with it. So I hope you like this car. If you want to find this car, I'll leave the slide up at the end. Basically, it's you go on Craigslist. And if you're not a subscriber for Robb's Car World, please subscribe. We're growing this channel nicely. We have some Patreon members as well. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like to become a patron of this channel, there's a link in the description below, right over here. And you click that on, and it will take you right to our Patreon channel. I'll leave this slide up at the very end so you know where to find the car. It's basically... I'll get that slide. If you search Craigslist 1997 Lincoln Continental in Providence, Rhode Island, you'll find this car will come popping at you. Thanks very much for joining me today, and we'll see you again real soon on another Robb's Car World's Top Pick. Thanks. Have a good night.